The cost of treatment has been pegged at 47,635 cedis.
I couldn't do anything. I couldn't even wash my own clothes. I couldn't fetch water, carry water, sweep, or even read. I go for physiotherapy, I go for adjustment, and the rest. But my spinal cord has kept to an extent which needs a surgery to be done.
Dorcas's 18-year-old sister, who suffers osteogenesis imperfecta, shared with us how she helps her sister deal with the pains she goes through.
Sometimes the channel about no matter the chairman, and I'll catch him and say, men down the channel. Na me fa me son and bounce man son as him maintenance na me bounce. Tesa na me suru. Na waka mama kan so menye sinanya hwe. Na mai. Ndi se me yesa na kasa timi. Ebu ni mu na emu na wa fine.
Dorcas's condition is having a great toll on her family.
Operation no muno. Na chese sky woman e doso binya aboafo aboa because since December there on nada obatan bia ni ho a ne ba ko pains mu se a otimida because yenyina nim se de pains tie.
Dr. Karim Ayoade is a physiotherapist at Rafa Physiotherapy Clinic, and he throws more light on the condition.
Scoliosis is when the normal straight shape of the spine is deformed such that the spine is bent to one side. That is scoliosis. So now we have idiopathic scoliosis, which is scoliosis whose cause is unknown, and that forms about 80% of all scoliosis. In the early stages, the symptoms of scoliosis are not very apparent to the person who has it. If it is detected in the early stages, it can be treated and corrected. Medications will not correct the shape of the spine. Medications may alleviate the pain.
Dorcas's medical condition has confined her indoors. She's unable to socialize with her peers and has great difficulty in doing simple tasks. Her dreams of becoming a model is being threatened, and there are fears she could lose her life if she does not receive urgent medical treatment. But the 47,635 Ghana cedis needed to assist her undergo the surgery is too much for her family to handle, and she requires urgent help.
Okay.
Well, if you have any form of assistance for Dorcas, get in touch with the GHOne Newsroom. You'll find a number scrolling at the bottom of your screen. Away from that, let's head for Kwewu. Some farmers living at Nketapa and Isuboni Demasi in the Kwewu South District of the Eastern Region have abandoned their farms to beg for alms. The situation has risen due to the poor nature of several roads linking the two communities to major market centers.
Farming in Nketapa and Isuboni Demasi, all in the Kwewu South District of the Eastern Region, has become unattractive due to the numerous challenges affecting agriculture in these communities. Many farmers have harvested stocks of groundnuts, beans and other foodstuff, but the produce remain in their homes and on their farms because of the unavailability of vehicles to transport them to the market centers. This situation consequently has led to the destruction of about 45% of their farm produce every week.
Yeah, it has a lot of coin. And a day of Masu Plaza, Abaya May. And a man, Yamaya Waka, Yanagua Pabioha. Awamba. It is very suitor, a quanin.
Oma Baba is to swab a ya, so Mobanum behad and Omuka, almost time maybe. Said the me fan send this so I buy a can ye, and say, Sana, Mdibia, and Timiko. But you're not a quantity who here until you see Ama, and Miss Omo, a full moon, or more, a kunsu, suko yin namo, and in an omunyato for not a quantity yet.
These huge potholes and bad nature of the road are responsible for the woes of farmers in this part of the country. Drivers are reluctant to ply the bad roads except on Saturdays, which is the market day for farmers and residents here. It is therefore on this day that farmers cash in some points from the few drivers that ply the road. 70-year-old KB Ajigba has been farming for all of his lifetime but has nothing to show for his hard work. He therefore abandons his farming activities on Saturdays to take some coins from the drivers since he believes that is more profitable than the farming.
I go to farm, I go to fishing. Saturdays, then I come here. Something to eat or to put in my pocket. Before Monday, I'll start my farm again. No, not because of the road.
But why?
Because of money. I can't get more money to do the farm. Big. So if I do little, then I come here to repair the road.
He is not the only farmer caught in this situation. Many other farmers, including this blind old man, have abandoned their farms to patch or fill potholes on this road, which has never been constructed. Apart from the trucks and big vans that transport goods in these areas on market days, farmers and residents of Nketepa and Esuboni Demasi have no option but to fall on motorbikes or Okada, as it is popularly called. The situation is worse for pregnant women, as they either have to walk or use motorbikes to get to the clinic in the nearby town when in labor, giving rise to maternal mortality.
Ebi wo wa ka ni bi beka e wo kwan so a ebi a wo fa moto nso a wo be bransa na obekwa akoduru no na wa bre.
Hiring a taxi to convey goods from the town to the nearest market is highly expensive. Residents of these towns are calling on authorities to urgently construct roads in the town.
If say funny pani the course ekra na ye bre. If say one say kwan na ma say na say ha no so always for kwan no so. Omo kire yan ya de ha bebre beba ene musu muti se obi ewu nso a musu ebe ye moya enso ye nyina ye oman no so what you say enti no yesrem bebre se mo be boa yan na akwan no.
If the transportation challenges in Nketepa and Esuboni Demasi in the eastern region are not fixed, it will be difficult for farmers in the area to lift themselves out of poverty. Alice Aite, GHOne News.
We'll stay in the Kwewu South District, where the unavailability of potable water in Esuboni Demasi has led to an upsurge in the number of bilharzia and river blindness cases in the community. GHOne News' Alice Aite reports residents are forced to drink from the Afram River, which is highly polluted and unsafe for consumption.
Esuboni Demasi is a rural community in the Kwewu South District of the Eastern Region. Farming and fishing are the mainstay of residents in this community, which lies between the Kwewu Mountains and the Afram River. The
Well, we apologize we're unable to bring you the full version of that story. We'll bring you that in subsequent broadcasts. Let's turn attention to illegal mining now. The Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, John Peter Amewu, has dismissed mining inspectors in all 9 mining zones in the country. The 9 who are officers of the Minerals Commission were asked to proceed on leave after the minister toured Dabwase in the western region, a town devastated by Galamsey. The water treatment plant in that area had to shut down due to activities of illegal miners. Other areas that have suffered the devastating effects of activities of these miners in the region include Prestia, Domenase, Jurata Nkunta and Hiawa. The minister blamed the mining inspectors for failing to do their work, adding new mining inspectors will be recruited soon to help clamp down activities of illegal miners. You're watching Newsroom. We're live on GHOne television. There's more to come after this. Don't go away.
Moment of silence.
I know you're out there. I can feel you now. I know that you're afraid. You're afraid of us.
My God!
That was great.
What is A? Fee! Did you prepare your sobolo yesterday? Look at his face like Scooby-Doo.
Who is this lanky girl? Oh, you look better than I do. Do you eat? At least I'm in good shape. You just shut up. What? Your name.
Intriguing, suspense-filled, romance, inspiring college life, slick, beautiful, and intelligent quality.
See, the Romance 316.
Oh, hold it. I don't want to hear that crap.
When I say mambu tata, you say tataya. Mambu tatai. Mambu tatai.
No, you what? You what? No, I will shout. Yeah, you what?
I don't trouble.
The boy talk so below. The boy talk so.
No trouble. Opium. No trouble.
Yeah, to buy your soul.
Hey, princesses. You know, I feel so much exuberance in my heart when I see guys like you coming to my duty post.
Hey, so you speak English?
Yes, so say yes, your phone is mambu tatai. Good truth in Kokra. My manu who mean moment I say or Rosapo.
Welcome back. This is Newsroom live on GHOne television. My name is Kemini Amano. In other stories, the world's first vaccine against malaria will be introduced in 3 countries, Ghana, Kenya, and Malawi, starting 2018. The RTS vaccine trains the immune system to attack the malaria parasite, which is spread by mosquito bites. The World Health Organization said the jab had the potential to save tens of thousands of lives, but it's not clear yet if it will be feasible to use in the poorest parts of the world. The vaccine needs to be given 4 times, once a month over a 3-month period, and then a 4th one after 18 months. Let's now go live to the Accra International Conference Center here in Accra, where, well, obviously here in Accra, where the launch of the World Malaria Day is taking place. Alice Aite is our correspondent on this beat. She's joining us with some information from the launch. Good morning, Alice.
Good morning, Kemini.
What can you report?
Okay, just like you said, the World Malaria Day is being launched here at the Accra International Conference Center. But so far, and then the Ghana Malaria Foundation will also be launched by the First Lady, Mrs. Rebecca Ekufuado. But the Ghana National Malaria Control Program has made some presentation on the current state of malaria in Ghana, what the progress the country has achieved so far. And what they have been telling us is that Ghana is accelerating progress to save lives, and that malaria death rate have decreased across age group by 40.9%. That is, the deaths associated with malaria have dropped. And they said that from in the year 2000, the cases from 6,198 cases was recorded in the year 2000, and it has dropped to 1,264 cases. But what the challenges to the progress that the country has made so far is one of them is the non-adherence to the diagnosis protocol. They are saying that some health workers still do presumptive malaria treatment based on their clinical judgments and experiences. So they are not making the patients test before giving them the treatment. And also, yes, then there's gaps in in funding. The available funding in the global resource space is less than what is required to protect everyone at risk. And there is also a problem with behavioral change. They are saying that despite the education carried out with the distribution of the nets, people still have excuses for not using the ITNs. And people think the nets are only for beds, so they can't use the treated bed nets anywhere else. And then others are also using it for fishing. They are using it for cording of their gardens, and even those guys who carry refuse around. You see some of their trucks, they cover it with the treated bed net. So they are saying that
interesting use of the nets as observed by the malaria control program officers. But in their presentation, the issue of the vaccine come up.
It did come up. It did come up.
Now, what did they say about Ghana partaking in the pilot program in the use of this vaccine? Hello, Alice. Well, I think we have lost Alice Aite over the telephone, but the launch of the World Malaria Day, the national edition of the World Malaria Day is ongoing here in Accra at the conference center. Let's go over our top stories again here on Newsroom. General Manager of Corporate Affairs for Group Indum lashes out at the Ghana National Fire Service for being clueless at last Saturday's fire disaster scene at the Coconut Grove Hotel. Comptroller and Accountant General's Department freezes salaries of public servants without biometric details for their SNP numbers, but teachers ask them for more time. Still to come in business, British High Commissioner to Ghana John Benjamin identifies trade barriers as some challenges affecting Ghanaian businesses and calls for government action immediately. We'll stay on health and go back to our earlier story about the unavailability of potable water in Suboni Odumase in the Kwewu South District of the Eastern Region, which has led to an upsurge in a number of bilharzia and river blindness cases in that community. Once again, GHOne Newsroom's Alice Aite reports residents are forced to drink from the Afram River, which is highly polluted and definitely unsafe for consumption.
Suboni Odumase is a rural community in the Kwewu South District of the Eastern Region. Farming and fishing are the mainstay of residents in this community, which lies between the Kwewu Mountains and the Afram River. The town, with a population of more than 800 people, relies on the Afram River as the only source of water.
This is the Afram River, the only source of drinking water for the residents of Asuboni Odumase here in the Kwewu South District of the Eastern Region. And as you can see, it is clear. The color of the water even tells you that it is not safe for drinking, but that is the only option that residents have. The next or better option is to buy sachet water, which is also a reserve for the rural rich.
This unclean water is what the community relies on for their communal activities, since there is no borehole or any other alternative source of safe drinking water. Sachet water, which seems to be the reserve of the rural rich, is supplied to the townsfolk once every week. The chief and his elders here say all appeals made to government through the district assembly and other political heads to construct a borehole in the community have fallen on deaf ears.
Nka omabeye pipe na mai se de be ya nkwara nso be nyanzu papa na se yin nyina ye be nyanzu papa ne yanom na nkwara nso omonyare bebere.
The usage of the Afram River as a source of drinking water has led to an increase in the bilharzia cases in the community. In this community, the disease is common among children since they mostly play in the contaminated water. Fishermen also suffer from bilharzia as they use the unclean water daily. Another common ailment in the community is river blindness. Sadly, the only CHIPS compound in the community does not have the requisite medications to treat residents suffering from this ailment.
Now you see, one is here, and I think there's no medicine for me to give you to because it has been here, they've not been coming, because it's not something that has been coming like the malaria, you see. So it has been there and it has expired. The one that I'll give it to her, we don't have. So if they stop bathing in the water, it will be stopped. Because the fish, they will be stepping in it, animals will be drinking, so all stuff, they will be defecating in it. So someone will go and bath, urinate in it. And if you are bathing the same water, if you bath, definitely some will get into your body.
Nurses here are therefore calling for an urgent refurbishment of the center.
The problems we are facing is lack of staffs, medicine, shortage of medicine, and I have a car, ambulance. There's a critical condition. Be also either TB and change. Everyone, maybe there is no vehicle for that, so we are facing problem of that one too. They have built a new clinic for us, and there is no bungalow, so we need help for that one too. And that place, there is no water. If you live there, there will be a problem of water. So if in case they will help us in the bungalow and also the water, it will help us.
Residents of Isuboni Odumasi are also pleading with the authorities and philanthropists to construct a borehole for the community to save them from the waterborne diseases. Until that is done, residents will continue to suffer. Alice Aite, GHOne News.
A group of macho men believed to be members of the New Patriotic Party on Sunday allegedly disrupted a planned news conference by a group calling itself Concerned Patriots of Yellow Krobo over the appointment of a municipal chief executive for the area.
The macho men reportedly stormed the Nkrankai offices of the NPP to disrupt the press conference, compelling the organizers to relocate the venue to Otokpolu. However, the macho men got wind of the new development and stormed Otokpolu in an attempt to stop the press conference once again and attack the organizer, but the press conference had long ended before their arrival. According to the group, it will resist any attempt to impose a non-indigene as a municipal chief executive of the area.
The Pobia, Onuankasano, ye ofri nifruma, ye chanifruma, Esia, because one to me, ye Pocroboni, one to me, and Yanko, Yananamo, Esia, Yanni Belly, say Yanko and say, and you see over, that's all that's what
the convener of the group, Emmanuel Enyunyam, accused some leading figures within the MPP of allegedly lobbying for one Ben Kupalo, a non-Krobo, to be imposed at the MCE of the Yellow Krobo municipality.
We'll be right back with some business news, sports, and international. Don't go away.
I more for 2 months. Building in this country is too difficult.
Don't worry, the National Investment Bank We Pay for Your Dream scheme can help you finance your building project.
Listen, NIB gave me cement, iron rods, roofing sheets, and other materials to finish my building.
NIB can also help you purchase your home appliances, your mobile phones, and your motorbikes.
You don't even need to have an NIB account to benefit from the NIB We Pay for Your Dream scheme. No.
Just visit any NIB branch with a valid national photo ID card. And the best part is, all purchased products are at no interest.
Call NIB now on 050-145-1050.
National Investment Bank. Your business is our business.
Welcome back to Newsroom. In business, British High Commissioner to Ghana, GHOne Benjamin, has urged government to create an enabling business environment for Ghanaian businesses in the diaspora to thrive. The British High Commissioner identified the weak economic fundamentals, trade barriers, and cumbersome nature of business registration as some challenges affecting the growth of businesses in Ghana. He was speaking at the press launch of the 2017 Ghana UK-based Achievement Awards in Accra.
The Ghana UK-based Achievement Awards was inaugurated in October 2010 to solidify business relationships between the UK and Ghana and in turn increase trade relations and development.
It's been a long journey, but we are getting there. People have actually embraced this initiative very well for the sake of Ghana and also to still promote Ghana-UK relationship economic-wise, culture-wise.
The awards showcase and celebrate excellence and achievements among the British Ghanaian community, as well as the provision of valuable services to both Ghanaians and British in the UK and beyond. British High Commissioner to Ghana, GHOne Benjamin, noted that the awards, among other things, provide a platform for business players with a shared passion to network.
We talk a lot to the government here, the previous government, the current government, about some of the barriers in the way of doing business, which can be about regulation, it can be about the implementation of tax laws, for example, it can be about access to credit or land disputes. There's a number of areas which can present obstacles to companies coming in here.
Ghana's ambassador to the United Kingdom, Papa Owusu-Ankoma, indicated that government will continue in its strides to strengthen and deepen Ghana-UK business relationships.
What we need to do is to improve upon the environment, whatever. Okay, so if there are any bottlenecks, then we need to try and remove, if not entirely, reduce those bottlenecks.
Some of the nominees for this year's awards spoke with the news team. The 6th Ghana UK-based Achievement Awards is set to take place on Friday, the 21st of April, 2017.
Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta says he's optimistic that Ghana will attract many investors in the coming months due to reforms and programs being put in place to restore confidence in the Ghanaian economy. He says that the government will also create a more business-friendly environment for investments.
This was the first time we're actually meeting them with our very strong team led by the Vice President, Senior Minister, Bank of Ghana, the Governor, and then the technical teams that were with us. So I think they left feeling that we were clear on where we're going, sort of a clarity of our policies, very transparent in the dialogue. and credibility in the things that we are doing. So my feeling is that we'll continue to generate that interest and more people will be looking at Ghana. I think major concerns are maybe twofold. One, governance. Are these guys sort of democratic enough, going to stick to the values, credibility in policy orientation was key. And then, of course, on the fiscal, whether we can meet our revenue projections that we have. And so those we addressed quite robustly. I think people are calming down. We are confident that we will meet the targets we have set this year, which means that the fund will be with us as we work through the budget for 2018, which will be looking to get to the 3 to 4% budget deficit, positive primary balance, and a growth rate beyond 7%. I think if we set those in place, then whether they leave in April or they leave in December, I mean, those conditions will be set, and we should be able to carry on as.
Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta was speaking after a meeting at the IMF World Bank Spring meetings in Washington, D.C. Back home here in Accra, Deputy Finance Minister Kweku Kwarteng has encouraged Ghanaians to cultivate the habit of saving some of their earnings to ensure rapid economic expansion from the local level. He was speaking at Stanbic Ghana's launch of his free 100 cedi savings campaign.
The campaign, a savings mobilization drive, is part of a larger promotion to create awareness on the need for personal financial management. It is aimed at raising deposits for the bank's basket of savings products, principally the Pure Save and Contract Save accounts. Managing Director of Stanbic Bank, Alhassan Andani, said savings were necessary to ensure rapid economic expansion. He added Stanbic Bank is committed to help nurture the discipline needed for a savings habit in Ghana.
The typical Ghanaian worker is only 3 paychecks away from poverty. You know what that means? So if anything happened to you and you didn't have 3 paychecks, you are going to be in difficulty. Why? Because we don't seem to have the culture of savings. So savings is something that is critical to your own financial well-being. And no matter how hard you work, at some stage in your career, you will retire.
As part of efforts to entice Ghanaians to save, customers who made multiple deposits of 500 cedis while maintaining a minimum balance of same in any Pure Save account stand a chance of winning the grand prize of 100,000 Ghana cedis. The campaign will also see depositors earn a monthly investment reward of 10,000 Ghana cedis. The 5 highest depositors in this campaign will win commemorative gold chains. There are also several consolation prizes to be won worth over 40,000 Ghana cedis.
We are aware that we have an issue with savings, that people, unlike in other places where people save to the extent that the government will have to introduce incentives to even get people to spend, in our part of the world, people tend to spend more and even not save. So the whole idea is to get people, encourage people to think that savings is a function of how much you earn, that you can actually save no matter how much you earn.
Deputy Minister of Finance, Kweku Kwarteng, lauded the efforts at helping build a savings culture.
We have oil money, and if there's one thing Ghanaians are nervous about, it is the fact that their oil resources could be misused. And anytime there's been a survey, the feedback we get is that people want us to save a bit of the oil money. And so we have the Heritage Fund, and we put the money there. It is not earning us that much interest, but people still say keep the money there. Even when we have to borrow at higher rates, people still say, no, we don't want politicians to touch the money. What that tells me is that savings It's a national policy.
Newsroom returns shortly.
Africa's hottest show is back. And this year, MTV Sugar is heading south.
Femi, welcome to Josie.
To a city that never sleeps.
Fun! You can have fun here. Have you even seen my work? Art rubbish, man. How would you even know?
MTV Sugar, down south.
Don't mess with me. You're in Joburg now.
A moment of silence.
I know you're out there. I can feel you now. I know that you're afraid. You're afraid of us.
My God!
And we're back. This is Newsroom Live. On GHOne television next year is International Brief.
Just ahead of World Malaria Day tomorrow, the World Health Organization, WHO, has announced that the world's first vaccine against malaria will be introduced in 3 countries, Ghana, Kenya, and Malawi, starting in 2018. The vaccine trains the immune system to attack the malaria parasite, which is spread by mosquito bites. But it is not yet clear if it will be feasible to use in the poorest parts of the world. The vaccine needs to be given 4 times, once a month for 3 months, and then a 4th dose 18 months later. Ghana, Kenya, and Malawi were chosen because they already run large programs to tackle malaria, including the use of bed nets, yet still have high numbers of cases. Despite huge progress, there are still 212 million new cases of malaria each year and 429,000 deaths. Africa is the hardest hit, and most of the deaths are in children. Dr. Seth Beckley, the chief executive of Gavi, said the world's first malaria vaccine is a real achievement that has been 30 years in the making.
This is the world's first vaccine against any parasite. It's not just the world's first vaccine against malaria. It's never been done before, and as recently as 10 years ago, well-informed scientific opinion would say that this was an impossible mission.
That'll be all from us today. Thank you very much for your company. We'll see you same time tomorrow, but do join us at 7 p.m. for News Tonight. My name is Kimini Amana. Goodbye.
Hello there, and you're most welcome to television.